What up, everybody? Welcome back. You know, man, this is the Nice Guys Podcast. My name is Jacques Wright.
Adrian Peace.
Again, this is the Nice Guys Podcast. So, glad to see y'all come back, rocking with us again. You know what I'm
welcome
saying?
back, man.
We all in one piece, you know what I'm saying? How you feeling, man? I like the shirt, man.
Oh, appreciate it, man. A little vintage joint.
It looks smooth.
Vintage stripes
you know
on
what
now.
I'm saying? It looks smooth, brother. I like that shirt, man.
I gotta go to a little event after this, so I figure I gotta put on something a little nice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I ain't edged up, but I'm still be steezy.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I think it's gonna definitely hold its weight. I like
right.
that, man.
You know what I'm saying?
What you doing, man?
Might let my hair down on them. You know what I'm saying? Let a couple dreads hang.
Yeah, let a couple dreads hang.
Feel me? It'll be a little smoother than this if I do it out there, Right now it's truck.
Hold on, let me get the dreads out, baby. Let me get the dreads out. Hold on, I got you.
Bring the wind machine
you
out
know
or
something. Hey, it be kind of cold. Your hair was flying at the same time while you put it sad emotion inside of. You know what commercial I'm talking about? We over there anyway, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely. So we coming today, man. We about to talk about something real sticky, man. It ain't a red road, but it could damn near be a red road conversation, bro, when you come to talking about Will Smith versus Tupac, right? So, obviously, we understand exactly where we about to go with this one, right? We got a happy medium in that situation. Jada, Pinkett, Smith, obviously. But of course, when you see these actors / hip hop artists / really intelligent individuals. Yeah. Obviously they had something that was in common, obviously, with Jada Pinkett, but they had their own separate ways of dealing with things, right?
Very much so.
Because with Will, clean cut, very reserved, was supposed to go to MIT, very, very technical dude, very intelligent guy, of course. Have his own upbringings, have his own struggles, of course, as well. Grew up in the hood, but actually had one of some stories where you see somebody like come up. Yeah. Still, what I'm saying? Even though he kind of was definitely able to hit both worlds. He can still kick with Gilly the King. Right. And still be on, Good Morning America or Oprah. Yeah. And still hold it down the same way. Tupac was a little different. Right? Yeah. I think I think with Tupac, of course, his story was definitely a come up. As well, too, but definitely has some ins and outs. Obviously, the backstory, of course, when it comes to Afeni Shakur and the Black Panther movement as well, too. But, of course, he had his own journey as well. Exactly. But, again, that same commonality we know between the two of them is who? Jada Pinkett Smith. Right? Smith. Right? So, the reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this topic is because you kind of can see that there's a certain type of type that's out there, and it's going to resonate a certain way. It might hit some of these, young ladies out there that's maybe, paying attention to a certain way when I say this. But, of course, there's a certain type out there. I do see some commonalities, and the reason why, of course, it might have been able to work a little bit better when it comes to Jada Pinkett and Will. It's because of the fact that she understands Will. Will has this little pocket where he just cannot fail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he has, and she knows how to capitalize off of that. I think it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Tupac would have allowed some of the things that Will's allowed in that situation.
No, I don't think so at all. I think he might have had a different approach. And back to not to go too far back, but what you were saying, like, I did watch a little bit of the Dear Mama thing finally, and I think I had like episode or two left. But one of the things they was talking about is how Pac could go hang out with the nerds and then go hang out with the gangsters and stuff like that and still do that. The difference is, I think, Pac didn't really code switch for nobody. No, especially later in his life, it was just like, yeah, I can go talk your talk, but I'm gonna talk it how I talk it. And so, yeah, I think it's definitely goes into as evidence of probably wouldn't have handled the things the same way.
Not at all. Yeah, I don't think she would even have. I don't even think it would have gotten to that caliber. I don't think even Chris Rock would have even challenged Tupac. No. You understand what I'm saying? With that fire inside of Tupac, you understand he's a Gemini. Shout out to the Gemini. It's Gemini season. I get it. And I think if you hit that switch, Pac he gonna give you some of that Pac. Yeah. That fire inside of him. I mean, his mom birthed him, or he was actually a miracle child. I never knew that part of the story, but she couldn't conceive. And then, of course, she was able to, she had a conception or whatever, and then she was released from prison. But I think that just it's something about that energy, that power that he had inside of him that people just they're not gonna mess around with Pac. Pac just had too much fire in him. He was something that was, I think, a little bit beyond his time, and wasn't able to be encapsulated. I don't think you could control the Pac. Pac would have just, if things would have went differently and we ran different, I think Pac would have went even to politics and would have been strong in that too. I don't think he would have switched either in that. I don't think the world would have been ready for them politics, though. Yeah. I think the music industry, I'm going to be real, the music industry would be different. I don't 100%. Think it would be the same.
Yeah, because having a voice that strong, man, like
what?
We see what Jay-Z is able to do kind of behind the scenes and stuff like that. Whereas, he is more behind the scenes. You don't really see him getting loud and, he's yelling at people and stuff like that that way. But you see him get stuff done. And so I think that there has to be some passion there, although it's just not as outwardly expressed as with Pac. But I think if we did have that figure like Tupac here to stand on the tables and to get out there in front of the execs and shout it, when you need to shout or cuss when you need to cuss.
Man, for real.
You know what I'm saying? I think that would make a huge difference. Because
huge difference. And I think that the piggyback off what you said, I feel like a lot of people are kind of afraid of his situation as well, because of course we understand I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but I think there's certain things that are put into place a certain way to kind of keep things in a certain propaganda agendas, all that stuff. I think that it's certain things that's put into place for a reason. And even when Tupac was getting that glory, getting glorified, getting this popularity, they had FBI had they had files on him, what I'm saying?
They kept the files.
Yeah, and if the fact that he went to prison for forcibly touching somebody's buttocks on somebody that he basically got fellatio from the day before.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? This is like that to me. It's the same. Almost feel like the same effect that they had with Fred Hampton. Talking about he was robbing ice cream trucks, but yet he had a breakfast, early breakfast program for all the schools and stuff like that. Yeah, for the kids. You know what I'm saying? To keep so they can focus and get well educated. So I just feel like there's certain things that are definitely put out there for a reason, specifically to keep a certain agenda put into place. But we're not gonna go too deep into that.
Yeah, that's another episode.
That's a whole. We're gonna have one of those.
For sure.
We're gonna have one of them deep joints. That's real. But back to the Will and Tupac, man. I just feel like in that journey, those two individuals, I just find it very interesting that Jada has a type. And the reason why I'm kind of going, I know this one sounds kind of, a little far-fetched, but even when she messed around with Alsina, he had another story as well. She has a type.
What's that?
His story, he came up, in the hood of, New Orleans or whatever, was living house to house, was living with women just so he can actually survive. His family had a lot of turmoil, a lot of illnesses, but of course he had a lot of talent to break through the mold. And I feel like she empathized with that. And she even referenced in one of her episodes, I used to kind of watch some of her stuff, Red Table Talk. Right. She had him on the episode as well. She was saying that she was like seeing a lot of Tupac within his essence.
Interesting.
She said that once. And I was just like, And then when you see the letter that was written by Willow, you feel me? Talking about my mommy misses you, we miss you, we hope that you're okay in heaven and all this. I was just like, bro, she has a type. And Will doesn't, I feel like Will is like this little puppy dog.
Yeah, he don't really fit
he doesn't fit type fully. Yeah, he can't manage her energy, even though she's not really, I don't think she should be that domineering, but she sees a weak spot in Will that she's able to
exploit.
She sees it. He has a good heart. He just has this other rambunctious side of him. Because Will has a little bit of that essence too. Like he'll jump out of the helicopter, set on top of one of the tallest buildings in the world, and say he's at the top. He has that energy as well. It's just something about his is she can kind of control and manipulate a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think even in the media they can control and manipulate his situation.
Right. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, Will's always going to be a legend. We're not trying to take anything away from him. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. But it's just like, man, at some point, it's sad to see like a legend like this become such a simple.
Nigga at the Oscars, though. The Oscars?
Right.
Jada? No offense to Jada, you bad. Listen, Jada, listen. I sing a little bit too, Jada.
She bad, but she not.
I'm not slapping no way at the Oscars for no Jada.
Right.
It ain't never gonna happen, Jada. I don't understand. But yeah, it will never happen.
Who was the shorty that Will was allegedly?
The young lady from from Suicide Squad, the girl that played Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Margot Robbie.
There we go. Yeah, they had some. They have a very interesting relationship. That's a Hollywood relationship for sure. I think they have an open relationship, but I think there's certain things as human beings we still don't cross boundaries. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that with August, I think it hit harder because of the fact that not only was it his son's friend,
crazy,
he was, you know, ill, dealing with a lot of different things, mental issues, physical issues. Right. She was healing him.
Yeah.
That's right. That's interesting.
And she was entangling him.
Yeah, that's some Marvin Gaye right there.
Right, sexual healing.
That was some sexual healing.
Man, you know what I'm saying? That's wild.
But on his end, but when you look at Alsina, right, I'm not trying to get too much and derail off the situation. Even him, it had an impact. Like their relationship is very narcissistic in a way that they can lure people in because of that attraction. It's like bees to honey. And he kind of gravitated to that situation, and that probably just like a whirlwind. I don't know what kind of stuff they got going up in their household, but for him, I know that kind of hit him a little because he talked about it in some of his songs subliminally, but didn't want to come out with it, and then even still showed up on the red. So he had feelings for this lady, and she knew how to capitalize on that too.
Oh yeah,
but again, going back to
well
Pac,
aware.
Yeah, but going back to Pac it wouldn't. I don't. Nah, it wouldn't happen.
Nah,
I know it wouldn't happen. She would have been chasing Pac,
right?
If it would have ever went that far.
Yeah,
Pac was that dude.
He was him both slice.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they would have clashed because of course I feel like within it's a whole thing that's out there about women that would like to be in the spotlight.
Right.
They kind of compete with those that are already there. You see what I'm saying? So there's no competition when it comes to Will and Tupac and Jada. Like it's
right. Yeah, I mean, because I don't really know too much about it, but I wonder myself, like, okay, we know how you know Jada feel about Pac. She was still writing letters to this nigga.
If Pac was here, she wouldn't leave.
Did Pac even have as strong of feelings toward her?
I mean, they did when they were younger, but Pac was out there though. He had a song "Get Around." He was with Quincy Jones. He was with a lot of different. He actually was with Hillary Banks off the Fresh Prince. He messed with a lot of women. Like, Tupac was that
Marilyn or was it?
You talking about
I feel like I want to say Marilyn Monroe, but I feel like that's wrong. We
talking about the one lady, one chick, or Dennis Rodman chick. You talking about her? You talking about the same chick?
Some white woman.
She had that fire song. Yeah, we know exactly. Y'all know who we talking about.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back to me.
It started with an M, goddamn.
It does come with something like that. It's something. It's gonna come back. I'm a little tired, but it's gonna come back.
I ain't drink my C4 yet.
Yeah, he messed with her too. We know she's the blonde hair chick.
It's right, Madonna.
Oh yeah, they was messing around from there.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know Pac was tearing that up.
Right.
Pac was tearing it up. Madonna freak.
Everywhere.
Madonna about what, 60? She's still freaking.
For real.
But yeah, no, I just think that it's just funny to see that he is, like Will is really simping like that. And it's just, I don't know what she hit or what she knows or what she has over this man. But it's like even with his first marriage, his first wife cheated on him as well. So he has a trend of just women like not taking them. Like it's something about Will that's really, even though it's domineering, it's really strong on camera.
Yeah,
it's a weakness there inside of him that he has to heal his inner child.
For sure,
something from his childhood. It has to be.
Yeah,
and all for dudes, and I know this from personal place. I've sinned a little bit when it came to situations, a lot of it in situations because I wasn't fully invested or fully involved in like loving myself the way I need to. It's some type of self-love thing that needs to still be developed there for him. And a lot of times I think people overcompensate because they don't want people to know those other insecurities. Yeah,
100%.
And Will got something.
I think too it's different when you have kids too. Like that probably plays some kind of a factor in him being in a household growing up where parents were separated and stuff like that, not wanting to have that same dynamic, especially when you already done it once.
Right. He had a divorce for his first child.
Yeah.
His mother. And they still have a blended family. He still goes on vacation with his ex-wife. So they have a very unique dynamic.
For sure. Yeah.
Because, if you're going on vacation with your ex-wife, you still smashing.
I mean, they might just be playing Monopoly together. You know what I'm saying? Might just
these grown folks on vacation on another island somewhere.
Might just be playing Uno. You know?
I don't know about. They got that open relationship thing going on. There's a blended family. She over there at the crib cooking with Jada. Like that. That is kind of baller.
It's interesting.
That's kind of baller.
It's interesting. Yeah. That's goals.
That's interesting. I mean, I think we get to that level. It's like D Rose. When you get to that level of money, you don't even think about it no more because you're in a place on a position of power that you have these resources. You can make things happen. You can make changes, and people are attracted to that. So you can set rules. I mean, even D Ray. I'm not going to get into too much of that polyamory. We talked about that. I think the last episode.
Right, it was the last episode.
But I mean, again, you can have a little bit more power, a little bit more choice and availability for yourself and who you be able to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shout out to people that got that. You know what I'm saying? But even still, it's something about Jada. It's magical. Puna honey she got. That's got this nigga slapping people on the Oscars. I mean, of course, Chris Rock, shout out to you, man. Everybody, love a little bit of Chris. Everybody, kind of hate a little bit of Chris. But the slapping nigga at the Oscars stuff.
Hey, man. I'm not to harp on it too much because, but, they came and went. But I feel like I'm not mad at the slap. It's just time and the place. Time and place. Yeah.
And the way he walked away off on the stage, I'm like, well, you don't even look confident when you slapped him. If you gonna slap him, you stand over like, what up? You good? And then gonna say back down, don't slap him like I slapped him. Like, no, Will, that's soft, bro. And I'm slapping nigga, I'll make sure I slap him because he'll come back down off the stage.
Well, he had to come back off because he had kind of slipped when he pivoted.
Yeah.
So, he was like,
wasn't as clean.
It wasn't kind of soft. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna just go sit down.
Yeah, it was like he thought about it. I'm gonna go do this real quick because he laughed at first and then he got the balls to do it. I feel like if I'm gonna do this and I'm the type of nigga that's gonna jump off a helicopter and all this stuff, I'm gonna slap you, make sure I slap the shit out you. Like, I'm gonna be real. I'm not trying to be gangster. I'm not a mean person. I ain't hard. But if I'm gonna slap you, bro, I'm slapping him. Now, you're gonna feel this tomorrow.
Now, let me ask you, you don't think Tupac would have done the same thing for something else, though?
He did. He shot a couple police officers.
But
that nigga was a guy. He probably wasn't playing.
Award show. Somebody say something. Maybe not about a female, but somebody say something.
At the fight at the NGM. Like, that was a situation where it wasn't necessarily his involvement, but he knew some people that got robbed, and he went over there and stumped dude up.
Yeah.
Pac would have definitely done that.
Right.
I don't think Pac would have been able to manage in that industry moving around like that.
Yeah.
Pac would have did it and everybody would have been quiet. And just show it. There would have been no Tyler Perry, no Denzel.
That was my main point when this whole thing first happened. It was like people were so upset that it was about at Will. But I was like, we know a lot of people that if they did that, we wouldn't say a word.
I'm not going to say nothing.
If somebody said something about Beyonce and Jay-Z got up there and slapped somebody, who gonna say something?
Nobody.
Nobody.
It's because Will. I'm gonna be real because he's creamy.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say him, but he's a creamy light-skinned nigga. Like, it's a difference. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna get into this conversation. That might be another episode. But there's a difference of levels in light skin.
Indeed.
And that nigga's creamy.
Yeah.
Creamy beige. You laughing because you're the inside of the show. That nigga's creamy beige. And I try to understand it because I'm not a typical light-skinned type of dude. I'm not super like that. Like, maybe I'm weak with the women's a little bit, but like overall, I think Will just has a very nice persona. I think it's been tested. Now, unfortunately, in his situation, even when he reacted, it just did not come off right, even still, because Will can be so corny sometimes. So I just feel like, I'm gonna be real, I love you, Will, but you're corny as hell. It's cool though, but you're a cool corny. It's like a cool corny I can still rock
with. It's a brand. It's part of the brand.
And it's okay. It's okay, man. It's not a big deal. He never even rapped or had any profanity in his music. Intentionally because his grandmother told him not to do it.
Yeah.
Where, obviously with Pac, he cussed.
Yeah.
He gonna let you know what it is. And that's how I know Pac was.
First off,
he called a whole squad of people.
Yeah.
Pac was not play. He said, you know where to find me. And all eyes on him, he got a song, you know where to find me. Pac was that nigga, he not playing with you.
Right.
I'm not like the island people. I'm not playing with you, man. Don't play. You know what I mean? I don't play with you, man.
Exactly.
He one of them type of dudes. I'm sorry, I'm going off script. My phone voice kind of turned off a little bit, y'all. I apologize for this discretion for that. It's a little bit of nigga that came out of it. But anyway, but back to what, I just think it's very interesting, man. I think that And what it ties back to is like the nice guy versus the rebel. That's what I really was trying to get at with that whole title, bro. And I'm trying to get at for everybody.
Nice guy versus the rebel.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And the expectation.
Before we get into that, man, let's hit this little break.
Go ahead.
Come back and talk about the nice guy versus the rebel.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're here. We talking about Will versus Tupac.
Will versus Tupac, and it's getting down to the rebel versus the nice guy.
Rebel versus the nice guy,
cream
man.
Age.
I gotta say, you know what I'm saying? Being the CEO of a rebellious society, you know what I'm saying? I've been a rebel 1 or 2 times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I think, you know, I've been a nice guy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I think both of us have some experiences in both of these realms.
I mean, I feel like I want to be a hybrid, right?
Yeah,
I want to be one of them type of dudes. You know, I'm gonna be nice, but I understand there's boundaries.
Yeah, you're right.
But what's crazy is that might be a very infamous moment, because that might be something that will be always over Will Smith for the rest of his career, his life, honestly.
Yeah.
And I feel like to allow somebody to get you to that point, anybody type in your life to get you to that point, you need to start reevaluating your situation.
For sure. Yeah. When you at a point where you
jeopardize,
relinquish your control, your self-control, your ability to think logically and all of that, you know what I'm saying, in a situation, you know, you really got to be able to stop and ask yourself, like, what is this for?
Right.
Is it worth it? Should you really put your thing down, flip it and reverse it?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All of those questions.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, he didn't do that in that situation, right? He, you know, we talked about the fight or flight.
Yeah.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he chose fight.
He chose fight. That nigga said, I was going to do it.
Yeah. Just a little more thinking should have went into it.
Yeah. I mean, because I think he wanted to do something like to really prove his bravado in front of his wife. There's something going on behind closed doors. She's challenging him in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. You never know what was said.
Yeah. And the fact that he still accepts her back into the household, or accepts, like any man, I'm straight up, if you cheat on me, I don't want you no more.
What if he doesn't have a choice?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what does she have over this man?
Yeah.
Like, what secrets does she have?
It's gotta be something.
It's some secrets.
Yeah.
She has leverage. And this little chick is methodical.
Right.
Because she's been trying to, and it shows, they talk about this.
You seen Gotham?
Yeah.
I don't think she was acting too much in that role.
Fish in that. Yeah, that was a very perfect role for Jada.
I think that was the real her.
Fish. Shout out to Gotham. Good ass show. I watched all the episodes.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? I'm mad it got canceled, whatever the hell happened. You know what I mean? But it was a very good show. But shout out to that. But anyway, I think she got something on this man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just too much of an investment. She's too methodical. Right. She's a very intelligent woman. She's not stupid.
Yeah.
But she hood intelligent. We can talk about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hood intelligent. They get that. So you be like,
scary.
Hey, you be like, what? They multifaceted.
Don't let them be hood intelligent and spiritual.
Bro, dangerous. I don't know what she got on that man,
threat.
Boy. Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, my favorite slap of all time is still Nipsey slapping the cameraman or whoever that was.
That was player though.
Yeah, it was somebody who was messing with security.
He didn't hesitate. He didn't do nothing else. He just kept moving.
Right.
Yeah, Nipsey wasn't that dude to be playing with.
Nah.
He was about 6'3", too, big tall.
For real. Leverage on the slap.
Slapped him across the street. He said, "You across the street?" I'm like, damn, you got a long ass crip arm. He had that crip arm.
Crip arm.
He hit him with all the community revolution in progress. He hit him with all four of them.
All rolling 60s.
Yeah. That slap.
Arm made a C as he did too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nip, man. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, Nip.
You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. But we was gonna talk about the good guy versus the rebel.
Versus the rebel.
Guy versus the rebel. Because, you know, obviously we talk about our moniker is obviously the nice guys and stuff like that. But being a rebel, you know, I feel like with being such a clean-cut individual, and I think there's parts to that obviously somebody can just kind of see through, like there's something wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unraveling. You know, that's what we're really trying to get at. Not just trying to harp on this situation 100%.
Yeah.
But as a person, you got to make sure you have a balance. And we talk about balance a lot. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And you're trying to do too much of something you think is idealistic and not being real with yourself, it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah, 100%. Either way, whether you're being too nice or you being too rebellious. Because, you know, I feel like I'm in a situation right now where I was potentially too nice. You know what I'm saying? And I should have just made the confrontations that I should have been made initially instead of, you know. But it's crazy that people, people really don't know how merciful you've been sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been very merciful with some people.
I shot people. Because, I take the shades off.
Shock.
I shot people.
Okay. I thought you said shot.
You
I
ain't never shot nobody.
You want me to cut that part out?
I need to cut that shit up. But, yeah, man, I just feel I've shocked people, man. Yeah. Just because of the fact that, like, that's shocking. Keep me a moment.
Jumping out the window on that.
I'm incriminated. That's statute of limitations. Nigga, I didn't rule. It's been 10-3. Anyway. But yeah, no, I ain't never shot nobody. But I've shot people. You know what I'm saying? And what I say that is because of the fact, I come up with a nice image. I don't look like a mean person.
For sure.
Nice frame, whatever. And but you have to establish that. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that early on. Mothers are not everybody your friend.
Yeah.
And when she taught me that, I was like, all right, cool, bet. Hell yeah. But ain't never been no, I don't even know Will Smith. You ain't gonna have me, you gonna cheat on me, you're gonna talk about it on the red table talk, and I'm gonna slap somebody at the Oscars. Like the chronological time, like, just not.
Man, this got worse and worse and worse.
It just sound bad. So with that, what we're trying to really get at is being a nice guy. Make sure you have, limitation, have boundaries.
Right. Yeah, setting boundaries, man. Especially as you get older, you learn it is so important. Yeah. It's one of the most important skills to have. And it is a skill. Yeah, it is. It's something that you gotta hone, tweak a little bit every now and then. Like, all right, am I being too rigid? Or am I being not rigid enough? Yeah, it's an art form. Finding that balance is an art form, exactly.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Living is an art form.
It is. You know what I'm saying? That's another episode. We're going to write about that.
Right.
The art of life.
The art of life.
Be looking out for that. We're going to have a whole conversation on that because there's a whole process to it. But yeah, man, just establishing them boundaries, having everything you need to have and put into place. And also just know who you're messing with.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm trying to get at. For all the nice guys out there or hybrids, whatever you want to consider yourself, know who you're messing with. People that you surround yourself, but of course the person you're just being intimate with because you're sharing your sacral chakra with that person. You're sharing a lot of energy with that person. And you got to know exactly what that is because that can reform you. It can change you. It can make you do things impulsive like we've seen. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So just establish that, respect yourself, and know how to move accordingly when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like cut that short. Somebody cut you off because you cheated. Hey, you know what you was doing. Yeah. You know how that person was invested in you. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself more.
Yeah, you got to take that.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on the situation. I don't know everybody's situation and dynamic, but you see that, run for the hills. Most likely. Don't have no kids with that person.
Most likely.
You bringing them into a life of trauma. You look at Blueface, what's her name? Krishan, yeah. Why they having a kid? And that's a whole other episode.
I didn't even know about that.
But
I try my best to stay away from that one.
Toxic. But
yeah. And I think, a lot of the youth them are seeing this.
Yeah. It's bad.
You're thinking it's cool, thinking it's funny, thinking it's cute.
Unacceptable.
All of that, man.
Unacceptable. I grew up with it. I seen it. I didn't see the Krishan and growing up. I'm not making this. I'm being real with y'all. I didn't see this growing up. I didn't see people get stabbed.
Right. Yeah.
I've just seen a lot of, weirdness growing up as a kid.
Indeed.
So that's how I'm going to put it. Weird, colorful, whatever y'all want to call it. So absolutely. So absolutely. But yeah, I think we did another one, man.
Another one.
Shout out to DJ Khaled. Another one, man. So we really appreciate y'all rocking with us, of course, and staying in tune with us, checking in what we're doing and how we building the situation. Hopefully, again, we're resonating. We're helping out somebody to kind of think a little bit different, reform some of their processes and how they deal with things in life. And of course, it's always been a blast to have y'all with us, of course. Again, my name is Jacques Wright.
I'm Adrian Peace.
And this is the Nice Guys Podcast.